G'day guys, and welcome to my Rxys Fit2 video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about men's grand final recap for 2019 guys, so let's get started. So this grand final match we saw the Roosters taking on the Raiders. I think this game was absolutely spectacular. I love the atmosphere. I love the Raiders, how they just cheered on the Raiders players and stuff. It was absolutely amazing. I just think that it was just really awesome to see the Raiders having the cheer and taking that Viking clap to an absolute outstanding audience. What an absolute atmosphere it was, which you got the Roosters up the other end, and I was basically at the Raiders end, so I was going for the Roosters though. But I went for the Roosters though by 10 points, and obviously they did get the job done. 14 points to 8 the scoreline was, and really I just really freaked out at that, because I thought to myself that the Roosters were going to get over the line, but really, if you think of that, the Raiders would have been over the line. But with this silly play of, I think, one of the crucial moments of this game, people think that Raiders got robbed. They didn't. What can you think of is the Raiders, they played with their outstanding game, and then you obviously got the refs thinking that, oh, one person has obviously called the 5th tackle, and then next minute they called it like the 1st tackle. You don't do that. If you play the game properly, ref the game properly. I tell ya, this is really sickening for other people that think that it's just really getting people so upset, and other things too, because I found out that Entertainers was upset though too about that game, because I was with him last night at that game at ANZ Stadium. But earlier I did the women's recap, which I basically did, but now I'm doing the men's recap. Sorry for that, I do apologise, my gastro. But yeah, I think one of the good games of this absolutely spectacular grand final match, which I saw the Raiders, which they dominate out the park. I tell ya, Jack One's try was absolutely amazing, and I was not expecting for him to get a try. I was expecting Josh Papali to get a try for the Raiders, but obviously he didn't. I thought to myself that really, I just thought, well done to the Canberra Raiders for making an absolute game of themselves and coming through from the season to the finals and to the grand final. Well done to the Canberra Raiders. And I thought to myself, they absolutely played well. They played with their heart, they played with their respect, and also they played with their good attitude. But unfortunately though, they were a bit upset because they didn't win over the Roosters, unfortunately. But I do respect the Raiders though, because they are an absolutely great team. You obviously got great forward packs and obviously great line speed. So you got like Joe Croker, Chance Nickel-Clockstad, John Bateman, Elliot Whitehead. Absolute great forward packs and great linesmen, which I think that, oh my god, this game was absolutely a freak show. What you can expect is a sellout crowd can be an absolutely splendouring. Sorry, let me say that again. Sellout crowd could be an absolutely splendouring crowd. Anyway, I do apologise for that. My words can be a bit mixed up. But yeah, what an absolutely great game it was. I was there, and it was absolutely packed with so many people. 82,000 people showed up at ANZ Stadium to watch the Roosters going up against the Raiders. What an absolutely packed out crowd it was out there, and I just was absolutely amazed. Well done to the Roosters though for making that win. But I hate to say this, the Raiders didn't get robbed, it was the ref's fault. Because what you can think of is this. Watch how the highlights is by making the tackle and then obviously making that play. But then you obviously got 2 referees, one actual referee and the other assistant referee, which I think though was the referee stuffed up that play, and they just manically stuffed the Raiders up. So I couldn't see the Raiders getting robbed by that game. But what can you expect is the Raiders didn't get robbed. It was the ref's fault. But really, if you guys think that the Raiders got robbed, it's your opinion and it's your choice. So I'm not like trying to say like any negative thoughts, but really, even though that the Raiders played their heart out, they didn't get robbed. But you may think they did, but which my opinion is they didn't get robbed. It was the ref's fault. So particularly, don't just think that the Raiders didn't get the job done and that. But really, it was an absolutely great game though. But what I can expect was James Tedesco played his heart out, and he is an absolute fighter and a killer. What can you expect is James Tedesco is an absolutely great player, and he's one of professional players in the fullback history. And I tell you, he's an absolutely great player to dominate anyone. I'd say dominated the Raiders last night in their attacking speed. But he obviously scored that try to make it 14 points to 8 to make it that match-winning try. But yeah, I did go for the Roosters though by 10 points, and they obviously got the job done really good and really well. But I do have respect for the Raiders and also the Roosters, because they are an absolutely great team, which I thought the Raiders got the job. The Raiders played their heart out and played with absolutely respect to the audience and also the crowd, which they loved the Raiders. But I tell you, the Roosters though, for the crowd out there on the other side, I was absolutely amazed by so much people. The Roosters absolutely showed up. It was absolutely amazing for that crowd to absolutely get this amazing atmosphere and amazing entertainment. I'd say well done to make it 82,000 for the crowd. I'd say what an absolutely great match. What an absolutely great match though at ANZ Stadium to make it a sellout crowd to an absolutely splendouring crowd of just so much people. I'd say this one though is an absolutely wonderful things that I just thought that it was absolutely splendouring day, but so many flies and that it was just so hot. Because I obviously got off the train and stuff like that, and obviously went there. So I'd say it was an absolutely splendouring day and absolutely splendouring crowds. But 82,000 people, oh my goodness, I could not even expected more of 82,000 people were there. But literally, I just think that well done to the Canberra Raiders for making a try for Jack Whiten, and obviously a penalty goal by Jared Croker. But then you obviously got the I'd say Clive Churchill medal, which obviously went to Jack Whiten. He was absolutely splendouring player to make his try look absolutely amazing, and I'd say what a wonderful career he has been for the Canberra Raiders, because he is a great player. And what can you expect? Well done to the Canberra Raiders though for making a great career on their wonderful days of playing football for each round and each days. But literally, what can you expect though is sellout crowd could be an absolutely spectacular crowd at ANZ Stadium in Sydney. But yeah, I did go for the Roosters though by 10 points, and they obviously got the job done by so many points. But what can I expect is Jack Whiten getting the Clive Churchill medal was absolutely amazing by the Canberra Raiders. But I would think that he is an absolutely great player to make his debut. Well, not debut. I mean, his career absolutely spectacular. But yeah, what can I expect is the Raiders. They can just dominate any play. But then you got Josh Hodgson though, which I thought he played really well. Not to be like really negative, but he did play kind of terrible, and he did play really well. But I'd say it was a 7 out of 10 for him. I rank him only because he made his tries like in the absolutely careers for making his wonderful days looking spectacular, because he is an Englishman. He is from England, UK. Yeah, I'd say John Bateman and Elliot Whitehead are from UK also too. But yeah, what a wonderful career the Raiders have been. But yeah, I'd say what a wonderful career for the Roosters. They've just won that premiership, coming from back-to-back, which absolutely amazed me. But yeah, I'll tell you, that game was so splendid, and what a wonderful atmosphere of entertainment we had for the women's and the men's premiership grand final coming to use at ANZ Stadium. But yeah, that was an absolutely great game that was. But I'd say I'd give that 10 out of 10 for that, only because you got the entertainment and plus the women's and the men's premiership, which dedicates to me that it was an absolutely wonderful day I had at ANZ Stadium. But yeah, it was wonderful to see it, and obviously I was just very impressed by so many things that just happened. I was actually surprised that the Raiders lost that match, but I tell you again that the refs did obviously do that dumb call. It was their fault, and yeah, it wasn't the Raiders' fault because they didn't get robbed. It was just very average game though. But yeah, I do have credit for the Raiders. I do have respect for the Raiders, and I do have respect for you fans out there that watch my videos, and plus I have respect for you guys that goes for the Raiders and the Roosters. But I am also a Parramatta Eels fan, supporter. So if you guys want to know why I go for the Roosters, I went because I just wanted to go to that game and obviously support the Roosters. But yeah, I am an Eels supporter, so yeah, it's an obviously cool. But yeah, that was just a wonderful game though at ANZ Stadium. 14 points to 8 the scoreline was, and I did go for the Roosters though by 10 points, and they did get the job done very well. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. This is my last video for you guys. I had a wonderful career of making these videos for this year. I am going to do more for 2020, which that means the NRL will be coming out. I will be doing my 2020 NRL predictions coming to you guys very soon. Probably late in the year, I'd say around December or when it comes out. But yeah, I had a wonderful career, and I fully respect for you guys that watch my videos. And I love you guys, and I truly have so much honor in you guys that watch my videos and comment very nicely, because I just am a very nice person that talks about footy. And yeah, but anyway, I had a wonderful career, and I had wonderful days of going to the footy and watching it. But I am a Parramatta Eels supporter, but I had a wonderful career, I'd say. But it is goodbye for me, only because it's for the my last video for this year. And next year I will be doing my NRL 2020 predictions video for you guys, and plus the NRL that will be coming out in 2020. But yeah, thanks guys for watching this video, guys. Stay tuned for more. Until then, have a good year. you footy fans and NRL supporters and lots of you guys that watch my videos. But yeah, have a good one and take care.